What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, thanks for stopping by. Now today's video, I've got how to unlock platinum assault rifles and Modern Warfare. This should really take, well, depends. Mine was taking me about 4 to 6 months, I would say, from the release, to be quite honest, to get all 8 of these. And I'm going to start with number 8 from worst to best, and the class setups and attachments you should use for likes of long shots, headshots, and so on. So the rush class setup is for the skulls, so it is, and that is 3 kills without dying. Especially run this in hardcore because it's pretty good. It might take you up to level 38 to run, well, to get the burst. But we have got Monolithic Suppressor, XRK Marksman. If you're grinding this out at the minute, I recommend the OSW Power Barrel if you have it, from the free blueprint last season, called Beefeater. And the second one, we have got No Stock, Burst, and Commando Foregrip. For laser, I use Tight Laser for your Dragon. For your stripes, I use Sleight of Hand, or you can use Amped, and that helps with your weapon swap and reload speed, so it does for the rocket launcher as well, which is pretty handy. So it is. Onto the long shot, and then the headshot. Well, headshot pretty much will be in this here long shot as well. For long shot, I was using XRK Marksman, Thermal Optic, No Stock, and Burst, and 24 round mag for long shot. This is really good in Scrapyard. I recommend this here for any big maps like Ground War and that. Or if you want to try and do your challenges on Warzone, you can as well with using this here class setup. For headshots, I was using the Solo Zero Mini Reflex, and yeah, Solo Zero Optics Mini Reflex I was using for headshots. I did try the GI Mini Reflex, and would probably recommend these two, but for me the Solo Zero Optics Mini Reflex was the best one. If you have a good trigger finger, take off Burst and then put an underbarrel on, or Monolithic Suppressor, and then I used the 357 EOD, High Alert / Restock, and then Battle Harden, then Proximity Mine / C4, and Stim, depending on the map. So number 7, we have got the FAMAS. This is absolutely amazing, especially on hardcore. And in this here class setup, we have got the long shot and sleight of hand class setup mixed with each other. So the barrel, I've got the 24.4 sniper, Mert Thermal Optic, the FSS tight wrap, 60 round mag, and sleight of hand. Sleight of hand will be used in your stripes, Tight Laser Dragon, Mert Thermal Optic, and your Splinter. Tight Laser Stippled, and FSS tight wrap for skulls. Make sure you take off the optic or put a GI Mini Reflex on. For headshots, GI Mini Reflex, we'll get into that class up in a minute. Sorry if I'm talking really quickly, I do apologise for that. Mounting, GI Mini Reflex, that'll be a next class setup. Tiger is pretty much just 5 attachments with try get 180 kills pretty much with them 5. And then so we have got the pretty much yeah, like the headshot class setup, and that is Monolithic Suppressor, 24.4 sniper, GI Mini Reflex, FSS tight wrap, and the 50 round mag, or you can use it as 60, but it's entirely up to you. And the FAMAS is pretty good in hardcore, good and decent in core, so it is depending on how you use it. And then the same as the last, pretty much, except for this time I've got C4. And then on to number 6, we have got the Scar. Yes, you're probably thinking, why is this here? Yeah, it was pretty good. I didn't really have much to say about this, but it's due to the ammunition, unfortunately. I had to put fully loaded sometimes. But if that's the case, I should have been running scavenger, which is probably good if you get me. But for long shot, I was using Force Type 20, Barrel, LB, and Thermal Hybrid, or you can use the 4.0 Flip Hybrid. Close quarter stock, stipple grip tape, and Commando foregrip. And that is for the long shots. You can run, like, say, take the Commando off and put compensator or monolithic suppressor. The hip fire in this was actually not that bad, but for ARs, I would, for most of them, run tight laser especially, and then for stripes, use the sleight of hand. And then onto the Russian class up, and that is the Scar PDW. Yeah, so in this one, I've got the 20.0 LB barrel, again for the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. Mert foregrip, 25 round mags, and fully loaded. You can run 30, so you can, and the F-Type collapsible stock. This here is really good for rushing, so it is. I would, yeah, I have fully loaded on because the ammunition is terrible for this gun. I actually want the ammunition to be way higher, if you get me. Sorry, but I've got fully loaded on because I'll be up close and personal so well. And then at number, what is it? At number 5, yes, we have got the AK-47. This gun is good, especially when you are running. So you are like grinding it pretty much at the start. Is really good. So the class ups I'm going to show you is, I'm going to show you the AK-74U, which is a Russian class up, the Longshot class up, which is an RPK, and then the next one, the AK-12 from Campaign. Yes, so we're going to start with the Russian class up for the AK, and we have got the monolithic suppressor, the 8.1 compact barrel. The 30 round mags, 5.45 by 39, and the fully loaded and the no stock. Fully loaded because I'll be up close and personal again. This here is really good to run hardcore and core. So is onto the RPK, and we have got the 23.0 RPK barrel, the Candidate hybrid sight, low stock, 75 round drum mag, and Mert foregrip. This here is amazing, so it is with the Candidate hybrid. You can also run thermal if you want to, and yeah. And then on to number 4. Yes, I've had a decision myself, and number 4 is the Odin. And yes, you're probably thinking, what, really? Yeah, it's probably because of ammunition, to be quite honest. If this had a way higher one, it would be disgusting, so it would be, but it's still a really good one, so it is. And you can have, for the muzzle, you can have the Colossus barrel, so you can, well, help, but it might affect your mobility, so it will, and that's unfortunate. But the monolithic suppressor does work as well, but the Colossus barrel just helps your damage range, recoil control, and your sound suppression, which is a bit better than the monolithic, so it is. But I was running monolithic anyway. Commando foregrip, 30 round mag, stipple grip tape, so it is, and that is for like the base, like pretty much just like grinding it up, if you get me, in like the levels. This would be a good one, so it would be. But saying that, if you want a rush class up, this is the way to go. And that's the Colossus barrel, the 810 Odin factory barrel, which is the best one. I think it's the first one you unlock. Operator foregrip, 30 round mags, and the F-Type XL Elite comb. I did have to run tight laser, and I did have to run sleight of hand, But this here class setup is really good, especially on shipment. So it is on any other small map, and especially on hardcore as well. And then I've got the Desert Eagle, the 50GS, so I do, as a weapon variant. So I do EOD, Restock, Battle Hardened, C4, and STEM. So it was. And then on to number 3. Yes, after thinking about it, and yeah, it's the M13. Yeah, some people actually do say it's overrated, but saying that, for me, it's just good. So it is in general, Warzone and multiplayer. For my multiplayer, we have got the Tempest Marksman, Monolithic Suppressor, Operator Foregrip, 60 round mag, M13 skeleton stock, and this is the best one. So it is like for like competitive and that. For your updates, 4.0 Flip Hybrid was the best one for me. For long shots, there's not really a class setup for this, unfortunately, but I was running the 4.0 Flip Hybrid. I think the skeleton stock, the 50 round mags, and then I was running the Tempest Marksman and the Monolithic Suppressor. You can also run Tempest Cyclone, but that is a secret weapon, and it's a class up I'm going to be showing you now pretty much. Sleight of hand for perk, as always. And then we have got the M19, EOD, Restock, Battle Hardened, Semtex, or C4 and STEM. And then on to the next one. We have got the Honey Badger from Ghost and a pile of Call of Duties it was in. And we have got the Tempest Cyclone Barrel, the Operator Foregrip, the 30 round mag, 300 blackout rounds, stipple grip tape, and fully loaded. Fully loaded is needed for this year because you'll be running and gunning with this. It's an actual laser, so it is. And that is a class setup. Hip fire was pretty decent on this, so it was. Sleight of hand was decent. Headshots, GI mini reflex, especially for the M13. And then on to number 2, we have got the Kilo 141, also known as the HK4 free. So I had to quickly make a long shot class setup, and this is my running and gunning, so it is, and Modern Warfare. And we have got the Monolithic Suppressor, the 19.8 Predator Barrel. In my gold camo guide, I didn't really use it that much. I did prefer the other one, but now I prefer this one because of the better damage range, build velocity, and recoil control. But you do lose mobility, which is a problem. You could have it on the barrel, or you could put on compensator. It's entirely up to you. The hip fire was actually pretty good for this as well, but you can put tight laser if you want to be like accurate. Hardcore, any hardcore game mode if you want. So any hardcore game mode is pretty much good for this gun, for likes of hip firing, long shots, and sleight of hand. This is also good for core as well, for your long shots, which will be the next class setup. But yeah, 60 round mag, stipple grip tape, the close quarter stock, Predator, and Monolithic, and that is the Russian class setup. And this has barely any recoil, same as the M13 and the number 1 weapon. And the long shot class setup for this here, close quarter stock, 4.0 Flip Hybrid, because I was using it, so it was, or the GI mini reflex is entirely up to you for long shots. And then the SimGuard Arms 19.8 Prowler Barrel, the compensator, and the 60 round mags. And I was using the 50GS for secondary, EOD, Restock, Battle Hardened, C4 and STEM, or you use when you're getting long shots mode proximity mine in case like on shithouse in case they rush at you. And then stem as always. Restock is to make sure that you have, like say if you use one of them, you'll quickly get the next one so well. And which is pretty handy, especially on core when you're going for streaks and that. Now on to the number 1 spot, yes. We have got the M4A1. This gun is an absolute beast, pretty much. It's absolutely overpowered. That's why a pile of people uses this, and it's so amazing. So we've got the Monolithic Suppressor, the Corvus Custom Marksman for multiplayer, Commando foregrip, 60 round mags, and the no stock. This here was good, especially for hipfire and reloading. But if you're playing shipment, tight laser and step with grip tape is probably the way to go. For no attachments, I'll probably go hardcore, or you can do it in core, but it's entirely up to you. And yeah, we've got the Desert Eagle, the EOD, Restock, Battle Hardened, C4 and Stem. And yeah, that is a multiplayer class setup. For the likes of Warzone, well actually I'm going to show you the M16 class setup. If you have the OG blueprint from Season 1, level 155, use it. If you want to make the M16, that is. And we have got stock M16 Grenadier barrel, M16 stock burst, double grip tape and the 50 round mags. Pretty straightforward. And then on to the Warzone class setup. This is one I recently am going to try it out. And that is the Monolithic Suppressor, stock M16 Grenadier barrel, tight laser, no stock and 60 round mags. Because you'll be shooting at more than 2 people, maybe probably up to 4. And yeah, like this here gun is an absolute melt machine. Sorry if I did not put any DLC weapons in this here, it's just all base, so it is. Hope you guys enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys into the next video.